Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I know it's been a long time no see, but we've been undergoing some medical issues and getting the hang of things, and we're starting to jump right back into it. So today I'm going to be taking you guys along a tour of the fish room. Now I'm not going to show you everything, because there's some things that you're going to have to stay tuned, because they're current projects that are kind of a secret, and we're not going to give those away right now. Now, we've had a lot going on since we've been gone. Not only have we been trying to overcome some of our current medical issues, but we've also been working on some new things amongst our fish rooms as well. I recently upgraded our red-tailed cat and our tiger shovelnose to a 75-gallon behind me, and I've been currently experimenting with some new things that I'm going to be teaching you guys down the road as I hone those skills in and get more proficient at it myself. I like to test everything out before I jump straight into making a video on it. That way I can make sure that I'm giving you guys the best advice that I can possibly give you. A big part of this channel is learning experiences, and through those learning experiences we learn and overcome and provide better content for you guys. Now first, let's get the bad news out of the way. A couple months ago, while I was undergoing my medical issues, our largemouth bass, Birdie, she got sick with something that I couldn't be there to treat her for, and unfortunately she is no longer with us, and it really sucks. It's a part of this hobby that we don't like, but we overcome it in the end. Now, I had that bass for about 5 years, and for any of you that have had a monster fish that long, or any animal for that long for that matter, owning or having her for that long, I built quite a relationship with her. So it's a learning experience, and we'll overcome it, and we'll be better with our new monsters, as have been doing better with our new monster. But anyhow, let's jump right into today's video and show you guys what all's been going on in the fish room. Now down here, I suppose we have to stay true to being riverfront aquatics. We took in some turtle. Currently working a temporary filter situation out for this tank. I have a 75-gallon that these guys are going to wind up going in, but while I'm getting that set up, they will temporarily be in this 30-gallon for the time being. And these are a yellow belly slider. Little baby down there started to eat him a goldfish and gave up, I guess. Now, as for our peacock bass and our Lima shovelnose, these guys have been growing up in here. This tank has been surprisingly doing well for a little grow out. Not had too many issues with it. Now granted, I do have that massive sponge filter, so that's probably covering the bio load quite well in this tank. Now this is our 5-gallon tank. We had originally set this up to be a betta tank, and I have decided to pull the betta because this tank had housed some Java moss, and the Java moss had just gotten entirely taken over with algae. So I thought this would be a perfect tank for some shrimp. So we are going to try shrimp out in this tank, let them clean up our mom, maybe breed. Who knows? You guys let me know down in the comments below if you've ever kept any of these smaller shrimp species, have any tips, pointers. Drop us a comment and let us know your thoughts. So as for the 75-gallon, we just got our red-tailed cat into, and our tiger shovelnose. This guy will be the grow out home for these guys for probably the next couple of months, and then these guys will be taking over the pond that Birdie used to live in. Now that pond's actually tore down at the moment. I'm going to go through it and do a deep clean, get it set back up, and do a total reset. I also have to figure out a heating situation on it. I was considering building some kind of a sump and putting the heaters in there and having those backflow into the pond. Drop a comment down below and let me know what you guys think, or any suggestions you might have for heating that body of water. Let me know. Now as for the planted 20 tall, we've got quite a bit going on in here. I'm not going to go too into detail because this is going to be part of our next video, but by what you see, you can probably figure out what's going on here. And as for our 60-gallon angel tank, I started getting some plants going in here. We've upgraded the light on this tank. I'm trying to get it to the point where I could possibly go without the filtration and just do straight plants in here. But for the time being, until the plants catch up, I will be running filtration on this tank. Now I'm going to get over here and start off by introducing you to Kevin 2.0. My little sister decided that she wanted to get a second Kevin the Goldfish after the first one that we had for a couple years passed away. So we're going to give it a try again. I do believe this is a Aranda, if I'm correct. Then we've got this massive adult comment that we picked up from a friend of ours. And these guys are going to be hanging out in the 20 tall for a little bit. I think this place should be a good spot for them for a little while. I was breeding Dalmatian mollies in here. There's all kinds of things that I want to change in this fish room, this tank being one of them. Let me know what some good stock is you guys think would do very well and thrive in this tank. Now it is full of guppy grass, so there's plenty of hiding spots, just as there is with this 20 tall. Now this 20 tall I'm trying to breed swordtails out in, and we actually have some fry. Now these are a younger batch of Mbunas that we've been raising up. I would say these guys are probably 4 or 5 months old. These guys are just growing out in a 10 gallon. Right next to this 10 gallon we've got their older siblings, and these guys are about a month or two older than the other ones. But I've really come to enjoy these, especially when you raise them up as a pack. You always have that one dominant that turns solid yellow, and my is he beautiful. Now there's not much to talk about with the 55 other than the fact that I am currently battling some red algae, so everything is out of this tank. It is currently empty. I'm debating draining it and letting it sit empty for a little bit to help me fight off this algae spell, and then maybe starting it back up. I also have the lights shut off, so let me know if you guys have ever battled the red algae, and let me know what you've done to overcome it. This is my first time ever battling it, so I'm just going to try things that normally work for battling algae blooms and see if that helps me. It's the only thing I know to do right. 2 10-gallon tanks above it. In this tank I just have one single German blue ram. I believe this guy's a male. I would love to spawn him, but I need some females. The only problem is most of the stores that you go to and find these, you don't find them in adult size. I always find them super young, and I have to grow them out, and then I have to separate them because he will just whoop on the smaller blue rams. I also have a common pleco in here. It helps me a ton with this black sand. Guy keeps everything spotless for me. Now eventually this guy will be coming out, and I will be doing some bristlenose in here. Stay smaller. Gonna overall do better long term in this tank, but when I go to try to breed the German blue rams, I probably will not leave any plecos at all in here. But definitely don't need them eating my eggs. Over here, this is kind of an experiment tank. So what I want to do with this, I have been inspired by LR Brett's. I want to shut off the filter, and I want to just put plant substrate in here and fill this tank with plant, and just plants, light, and a heat, and do no filtration on this and kind of experiment with it. And this is the way you get better with things in the hobby, is you try something new, experiment with it, you gain that knowledge from doing it to get better as a hobbyist. That is our goal. You'll see I also have a micro worm culture up here. If you guys ever want me to do a video on those or culturing them, leave a comment down below, let me know. That might be something we can work on in the future. Now I'm finding getting back into my tanks and starting to play around with them more. I get like a kid-like personality with them at times. I get so curious and excited about breeding things, and I couldn't be more appreciative of where I'm at right now with this. So if you're starting out and you're having some hard times with your fish tanks, don't give up. Look at those failures as a positive thing. You're going to do the research because you failed, and you're going to learn how to not fail. And with those little baby steps, you're going to become awesome hobbyists. So don't give up on your hobby. Keep doing what you love and learn. Learn and spread the joy of this. And I also want to thank all of you guys that have stuck by our side through everything and all of your positive words. I never knew there was a community like this out there until I started putting myself out there, and I am also grateful for you guys. So thank you so much from Riverfront Aquatics to you guys. And now for our last tank. This is our 20-gallon long. This houses all of our adult paradise fish. I absolutely love this tank. I really had heard a lot of horror stories about these fish being super aggressive, being like bettas, and everything else. And they do get a little nippy, as you just saw there. But it never goes further than that. All of these guys have grown up together. I pulled them out and separated them for a little bit and put them right back together. And with a group this size, I have never had one of them die. And all of these guys have lived together for, I want to say, about 2 years. And there's a male and female mix in here. So contrary to popular belief, I do not think that you shouldn't keep these together. I think at the end of the day, you should just do whatever works for you and your hobby, because whatever works for you may not work for me, and vice versa. Dragonstone looks so good in here. Now this is a species I've really enjoyed keeping over the years. Always ready to put on a show. And I know that sponge filter looks dirty, but believe it or not, it's healthy. Hardly ever have parameter issues in this tank. But anyhow, I hope you guys enjoyed the video today. Don't forget to smash that thumbs up button for us. We greatly appreciate it. And if you aren't already subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that sub button and come back and check us out for future content. Like I said, in the next video, we'll be going over our current projects in the fish room, and you guys aren't going to want to miss that. So make sure you get your butts back here and check that out. But until next time, peace, y'all.